Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Kenny Wallace Show, brought to you by JEGS, the leader in high-performance aftermarket car parts. Remember to go to jegs.com for everything you need to fix your vehicle up. And they're telling me that they have truck parts and Jeep parts in stock. All right, everybody. Deep breath. Sunday night. It's late. The Herminator's on his cell phone doing the Kenny Wallace Show. This Chicago street course race. I mean, I'm bringing y'all receipts. This was incredible. And now let me tell you why. Okay, first of all, did you know we did a poll? Over 75% of you love NASCAR and you're positive. 20% of you, everything's always negative. So let me address the 20%. Let me remind you of what you all said at Loudon in that oval rain race. I don't like NASCAR because they didn't let them pit and let them do what they want to do. I want them to change the tires when they want to change them in the rain. Run rain tires, run slick tires. All right. As the song says one more time, I know I say this a lot. Let's skip to the good part. Wow, there's a lot to say, but let's get to the finish right away. All right, Bowman's team does a really good job, and they got great track position, and he's driving the hell out of this race car. But hold on, here comes Tyler Reddick on slicks. There you go. There you go. What a race, and it's getting dark. It's getting nighttime. But Reddick just, he doesn't get there, and Bowman wins the race. All right. So, because of everything you all bitched about up there at Loudon, let them do what they want to do. I want to see them do it. Well, they were able to do it because the speeds were a lot slower. They were on a closed course. It's a little more controlled. You can't do that on a big oval where you're going down a straightaway 160 mile an hour. Although there are fast parts to that racetrack, the Chicago street course race. This was more of a confined situation. They were more prepared for it, had the windshield wipers on, and they did it. I got to say this, though. That victory lane by Bowman, he reminded us he had a back injury. He had a head injury. Bowman has overcome a lot. He really has. I kind of forgot. He flipped that sprint car, and then that was it. He's done with the sprint cars. And I guess somewhere there, he's overcome a lot. So a good reminder by Alex Bowman. All right, let's address everything. Let's address it all. Some of you go, this was a shit show. No, NASCAR has been unlucky 2 years in a row. Listen, if it was Chicagoland, it would have been raining. You got to say that to yourself. Okay. First of all, I just went up to Quincy, Illinois to race tonight. I wouldn't be doing this show right now. I went up to Quincy, and Austin's sitting next to me. He goes, hey, look at this. I'm like, damn, where'd that rain come from? I got rained out tonight, but I didn't jump on the horn and go, Quincy's a shit show. It's unlucky. I got rained out tonight, and I can't do nothing about it. NASCAR has been unlucky. If you go back to Saturday's race for that Xfinity race, hell of a race. Sun shining, it looked so good. But 2 years in a row, listen, it rained. And we're racing on streets. We don't got great drainage, so they got to halt this race because it's raining so hard. They got puddles everywhere. And I'm going to tell you, this is my opinion. Charlie, clip this. I loved it. We are in a new era where we can do this. NASCAR can pull this off. They can race on the street course. Ben Kennedy come out and he said, hey, looks like we're going to do this a third year in a row. And I know it's expensive, but listen, this is the second year. And I got to tell you, there's something about no lights and the sun going down. What are we, 126 miles? The race was 126 miles. Shortest NASCAR race. Hey, respond right here. Google for me because I'm using my phone. Was this the shortest NASCAR Cup race in history? Maybe it was, but it was a good one. Oh, and by the way, let's address the Bubba deal. Bubba Wallace running into Alex Bowman after the race. All right. I'm going to de-bullshit this for you. Everybody was wrecking everybody, okay? Everybody was at fault. Did you see Kyle Larson? I don't mean to. Hey, I'm laughing with him. It's like, where's Kyle Larson going? Whoa, bam. You know, you get your car. And listen, they are not road racers in the rain, okay? You look at Shane Van Gisbergen. I guess he got clipped maybe by Briscoe. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. That replay was so decisive. Shane's like, hey, there was no problem. I could see. And he wrecked. And then, you know, listen, you can dissect every one of these deals, right? But when one of the greatest race car drivers in the world, Kyle Larson, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him. Whoa. Could you imagine? He turned right, so he went and ass-packed the car in front of him. But he ass-packed those tires. So as far as anybody going, oh, he hit my driver. Listen, everybody was hitting everybody because they don't know exactly what they're doing yet. This is all a work in progress, right? One day, you're going to be 70 years old, and you're going to go, I remember when NASCAR first went to street courses, and they raced in the rain. So I think the race had it all. And you know, listen, this is Chicago. It's not like we're going to, I mean, could they have raced on Monday? I don't know what the rules are. Respond right here. Could they have raced on Monday? Man, I don't know. I don't know. But listen, third time's a charm. It sounds to me, like, once again, I'm going to remind you, Ben Kennedy, who owns a NASCAR, he said, looks like we're going to do this a third year in a row. And listen, everybody, you got to do things in threes. Lose money, yay. But I don't know if they lost money because, I mean, maybe they are losing money, but they're gaining the popularity. This car is doing what it's meant to do. It's racing on the streets. And you all said, I don't like rainouts, race in the rain. They did. So they raced in the rain, strategy in the rain, slicks, everything. And I gotta tell you, from glossing through social media right now, I was shocked. I see more positive than I see negative because everybody's heart. Oh yeah, look at this. Wearing my AJ Foyt shirt. I love AJ Foyt. He's got a Foyt wine up there in Indy. But anyway, I know that 20% that don't like NASCAR no matter what, but the 75%, they loved it. They loved the uniqueness of going into the city and staying in their hotel rooms, opening the window. Look at a racetrack. There's a lot of these fans that stay in these hotels and they open their windows up and there's the racetrack. Now, there's a lot of you that say, none of these fans know anything about NASCAR. Well, hold on. You say none of these people in Chicago don't know anything about NASCAR. Isn't that what we're trying to do here? We're trying to get people that don't know anything about NASCAR to like NASCAR, right? All right, everybody. I think that was a hell of a show. I just gave you, I addressed everything. Bubba Wallace is going to be fined something, all right? He was pissed. I guess Alex Bowman wrecked him earlier in the race. And it's going to be some type of fine. And here's why. We've watched this play out forever. We watched it happen at Bristol, you know, with Jeff Gordon and that whole deal there. When the race is over, it's over. Now, I know a lot of you don't like Bubba. Bubba did this, bang, and that was it. The stuff we've seen on pit road is spin people out after the race. Now, I'm not trying to justify it, and I know you all want Bubba to have a penalty. He's going to get one, but I just don't know if it's going to be unbelievable. Because if he wanted to lie, he could say, oh, it was a congratulations tap. It was a hard tap, okay? So, bam. Of course, people come out of the woodworks, fining. I get it. But, listen, NASCAR does not like any of that stuff going on when the race is over. It was reported that the window net was down. Maybe the seatbelts were coming off. I don't know. Off Alex Bowman. Was Alex Bowman? I don't think his seatbelts should have been off because he was still on course. Although maybe he had his window net down. I'm going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to me. How does NASCAR react to Bubba Wallace going bang? Respond right here. Was it? It wasn't as bad as what we've seen in the past. Was that Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth? Respond right here. Was it Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon? Where when the race was over, Tony or Jeff was so pissed, it was volatile. Spun them out in harm's way, could have wrecked into other cars on pit road at Bristol. I don't know if that qualifies. Could be a fine. I'm going to say NASCAR is going to fine him $25,000. But I don't see a $50,000 fine. Okay? Not all that. Okay? So respond right here. Okay? All right, let's look here. NASCAR's got to get lucky, guys. Like I said, they got to get lucky. If this was Chicagoland's an hour away, it would have been rained out. It would have been rain too. So I think it's a big moment in NASCAR history. I really do. I think that we got to where we can run on, we're getting to where we can run in the rain. This was a big breakthrough in every way. But in the end, I sure did like that drama at the end. And yes, these drivers aren't fully, listen, they're not as great as the guys that do it all the time. It was a hell of a show. I still can't get over Kyle Larson. Woo! You know, one of his tires locked up. That's what happened. He was time to go. He went to bury that baby in there, and it did not stop. So once again, everybody was running into everybody. It's hard to be perfect when you don't know what you're doing. Most of them were just learning. Hell of a race. All right, everybody. Until the next Kenny Wallace show, remember, we are in podcast form. You can listen to this on your way to work. It's only 12 minutes. And remember, we are on iTunes and Spotify. Until the next Kenny Wallace show. Respond right here.